And then there was two. I am your host, Patrick Pryor, alongside Val Capone. Before we start, I know we had two other people on the show, Black Market Ivan and La Flama Blanca, but they went on to another project. I don't want to mispronounce the name. But
Braku
once I
Makaro. Braku Makaro.
There we go. So please go check them out. It's all about wrestling, gaming, cyberpunk stuff, fashion, like everything that's dope. So go and check them out. Also follow them at Viva Danielle. And I think Black Market Ivan is going by Simon D. Ivanov on his Twitter. So now that they've been featured endeavored, it is now time. It is now
Wish
time
them
to.
well. We wish them
Yeah, we
well.
wish them well. Yeah, yeah. Every future endeavor is a well wish, unless you're Enzo Amore, which happens to be the first. It's a 1 year anniversary of that
Yeesh.
yesterday. So
Yeesh.
yeah,
Awkward.
so yeah. So besides all of that, I want to introduce a wrestler from Chicago, also the creator of Freelance Wrestling, Purple Power Master, all around good guy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Matt Knicks. How are you doing tonight?
Hello. Thank you. Thanks for having me. How do you know I'm a good guy?
I mean,
I can,
shit. If
I'm okay, I guess.
I mean,
I say a lot of good shit about you all the time, dude.
yeah,
So.
I'm about to say if Val fucks with you, then you're a good guy. So
Debatable. Debatable.
debatable, but I think anybody from Chicago is really really okay in my book. So, well, how are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Just I got home from work a little while ago. Was just kind of hanging out, watching replays of Community. I should have been watching wrestling.
No,
Preparing for
man.
this.
Oh no, you're good.
Yeah, I'm playing a little Pokemon, but I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Man, I am great. I'm sober. Like normally I'm high as shit on this show. Like I'm the high
That's
guy
true.
and everyone's like, drunk or whatever. But yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just got through pre-ordering Kingdom Hearts 3 and Resident Evil 2.
Ooh,
And
I've heard nothing but good things about the remake for Resident Evil 2.
yeah,
I don't know
so
what any of that means. I like
don't
sports.
don't worry, Val. Don't worry, Val. I will bring my Xbox and PS4 over and scare the shit out of you with Resident Evil 2. Like
That's
you'll love
cool.
it.
I'll have a
So
puppy pile to protect me.
yes, yes, yes. Literally, Resident Evil 2 when it first came out, I like it's one of the scariest games I've ever played. So I know this remake is going to be super dope. So before we get into all the whole, wrestling shit and whatever, like I want people to know who the hell is Matt Knicks. Obviously, I know because I've seen you wrestle twice, and I'm a fan. Like I'm a fan. I was at the Freelance versus GCW
That
event
was
in
awesome.
Summit. Yes, yes, and and that night I became a fan of you and Tony Deppen. Like it's a running joke that I'm like a big Roman Reigns fan because everyone else was booing him, so I was like the only guy really cheering him. So this year,
Sidebar, Patrick, real quick. So
yeah,
I've been helping out at Matt Nick's place of daytime employment, the
yeah,
infamous Pro Wrestling Tees.
hmm
And yesterday, Matt, was it yesterday, Matt? I don't know. They all keep blurring together. Was wearing like a sick ass old school Raw is War football jersey.
holy shit.
And I was like, holy shit, this is fucking rad. I go, man, both have rad shirts on today. Check out what I'm wearing. And I was wearing my Rain and Blood t-shirt.
Rain oh.
But every single person at Pro Wrestling Tees was like, crickets, crickets, crickets. Like, yeah, that may be a dope shirt, Val, but have you seen the vintage Raw is War football jersey dudes rock?
That is true. That is true. That is very vintage alongside the
It was sweet.
DX
It was,
football jersey as well with the
Well,
69 on the back I used to have. So
oh God.
what did I say about your shirt though, Val, when you showed it to me?
Oh, yeah, wait, who did you think it was?
I go, oh, is that Becky Lynch? You go, no, it's Roman. And I go, she goes, no, it's Roman. And I go, oh, Brian Pillman? And she goes, no, Roman
Oh,
Reigns.
wow.
And I'm like, oh.
And he
Brian
goes,
Pillman.
"Oh, Brian Pillman!" Like 4
Oh
more
man,
times.
holy moly!
My brain was just not working. Like, I meant to say, oh, Roman Reigns, but for some reason, Brian Pillman came out of my mouth.
That's all right. He's a
Well,
legend. So,
absolutely.
but yeah. So before we get into all the whole like wrestling junk or whatever, I want people to know who you are or whatever. So I want to ask you like, when did you want like, what was the moment that made you say like, you know what, I kind of want to get beat up for a living and do moonsaults and shit. Like, I really want to get into the wrestling.
Spandex.
Yeah, in spandex. Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody has like a specific, or at least like, people, I should say anybody who's a wrestling fan has that one moment where they saw wrestling for the first time and it just grabbed them, like it's just something like, a vignette or, a certain person in the ring or a match or something. And, like everybody has that one moment where they saw it and you're just like, holy shit, like, what is this? And for me, that was watching Halloween Havoc 1997 at my cousin's house.
Nice.
And just seeing, I remember it was on, I was there, but I just remember seeing Rey Mysterio coming out in the full purple like bodysuit.
Yes.
Purple.
And I'm just like, oh yeah, there you go, purple. And just being like, whoa, this guy looks like a Power Ranger. Like, what the hell? And then like the incredible match that ensued, after that with him and Eddie Guerrero, one of my all-time favorites. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy is like a Power Ranger. And I was just hooked from that moment beyond, specifically on WCW. I didn't even know that there was a WWF until like maybe 2 years later when one of my friends said something like, oh, like, did you see what The Rock did on Raw? And I was like, who's The Rock?
Who the hell is The Rock? And it's
Maivia, that guy sucks.
And it's crazy because like I know, speaking for me, like the moment where I was like, man, I want to be a wrestler, even though that never happened for me. Like I ended up doing other shit. But it was definitely watching WCW. I remember watching Juventud Guerrero versus Billy Kidman for the Cruiserweight title on a Monday Nitro one Monday, and I was just like, holy shit, I want to be a wrestler. And I remember doing like the whole like backyard wrestling shit or whatever. And obviously getting rubbed down with icy hot after taking chair shots and jumping off of ladders and not even being trained to shit. Like, did you go through that phase of like, oh, let me just like do like backyard wrestling shit to kind of just like mimic the shit until you started actually training?
I know, that's what I was just thinking too. I was like,
It's funny that you mentioned this. Yes, I did. Me and a lot of probably about like half of the freelance roster.
Are you referring to backyard legend Alex Olsen?
Indeed, I am one and the same.
Your recent tag team partner at Freelance versus GCW.
We're pretty good as a team. I
think so too.
I'm not hating that. But yeah, like we all basically started, or I had started a backyard wrestling fed when I was 14-ish. Yeah, like 13, 14.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, the company was called AAW, All American Wrestling.
No way.
100%. Like it's you can't make this shit up. And then I remember when like, the AAW that we know in Chicago, when it started, and I was like, oh shit, I don't want to like get it, like I don't want people to get confused, I don't want them to be like looking for that AAW and find us. So I changed the name to the BWA, Bridgeview Wrestling Associations, where I grew up. And we all used to post on this like internet forum that was for backyard wrestling. And like there was people from all over the world that were posting their matches and like videos of their shows and everything. And we basically just started talking to those people. And then like I go, hey, I'm going to have this big show on this day. You guys should all come. And so like dudes from like all over like the US came to like our we hosted it in a local park But yeah, that was something. And then like we would just travel. We would go to Pittsburgh, we'd go to Ohio, we'd go, St. Louis, Kentucky, Iowa, and just wrestle on these shows, these backyard wrestling shows. So it was essentially the independent scene of backyard wrestling. And these guys would like fly from like Vancouver, Canada to like Pittsburgh, and like there'd be storylines that would carry over to different shows like throughout the summer and stuff. It was like, it's really incredible. And like, quite frankly, I think one of the most like untapped like interesting subcultures in this country, like in any country for that matter. I think that's a documentary waiting to happen.
Yeah, like that's wild, because like me and Simon, the guy that used to be on the show, we were in a like a backyard federation that he created called CXW, Chicago Extreme Wrestling. And we didn't do anything like how you guys did, how like you guys were just traveling all over the road and stuff like that. I think the furthest we went was Cicero. And I remember we used to have a feud with another backyard federation called Juggalo Wrestling Federation, JWA, and stuff like that. I'm telling you, man, like it's crazy like looking back, but definitely I feel like backyard wrestling definitely is kind of like the first step into actually getting into the business, and it kind of separates the people from, okay, I really want to do this, or holy shit, this hurts, and I don't know how to take bumps. And that, I think that was kind of like me. I think once I took a chair shot, I was like, you know what, this shit is not for me. I'll just I'll just play it. And I wasn't in shape. I was too small. Now I'm too big to fucking wrestle. So yeah, but yeah, it's pretty dope. So now this whole Purple Power
yes,
character that you have, like what is that? Because like when I saw you for the first time, obviously you were wearing all purple, and you kind of have like these extravagant purple shirts and stuff like that. Like what was your inspiration to make this character, this current character of Matt Knicks?
Well, it's kind of funny. Like a lot of times, wrestlers will say that a character that they portray is themselves, essentially amplified, or a certain part of their personality amplified. For me, like I was always kind of just playing like the character of like just a wrestler. I was a wrestler's wrestler. I'd come out there and do my lucha moves and arm drags and headlock takeovers, and I was that guy. And then I realized that there's 200 other guys in the independent scene doing that exact same thing. So I thought about it, I was trying to think of like think of a different character, this or that. And it took me a minute to realize that like I'm kind of like a weird person in real life.
There's no such thing as weird, man. There's no such thing as weird.
Well, just like, I'm just like goofy, I guess is a good way of putting it. And I was like, I was like, the stupid shit that I say in real life, or like just the stupid things that I do, I was like, why don't I just do them in the ring? No one's going to know what the fuck I'm like referencing or like, doing, but like to me, it'll make me laugh. And if I feel like if people are seeing me genuinely laughing and having a good time in the ring, they're going to be like, okay, this guy's having a good time. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
And the whole purple aesthetic, purple is just genuinely one of my favorite colors, and
the best.
And it's, purple is a sign of like royalty and power and elegance. And I think that those are all like things that kind of help me in wrestling. It's hard, there's you're always constantly comparing yourself to the next person. Like, why am I not getting those bookings? Why am I not getting, signed to this company? Anything. So it's hard to have self-confidence a lot of the time. And I think that, in a way, like being able to be the character that I'm portraying out in the ring, like, just being myself, just having fun, like to me, that helps me have more confidence out there. And that's why it's important.
That's cool. Like, okay, so freelance wrestling, you like it's your creation, and I feel like, you know, it's very important that that we have federations or, you know, places like this, because I remember when I was young, it wasn't really shit. Like, you had to travel like 30, 40, 50 billion miles away to a wrestling school to even think about getting started. And I'm fairly new. Like I say, like a year. I've been, you know, thanks to Val. I know like the Chicago like indie scene now. Like I'm getting familiar with stuff, and I just want to tell you, like, freelance wrestling, like that is like like we need more people like you in the city. So thank you for having or even creating freelance wrestling to have something in the hometown that people can go to that's a alternative. You know, I've I see the freelance fans. Like when I was at the freelance versus GCW show, like the freelance fans are very passionate, and they are truly invested in every wrestler that came out, that especially that was representing freelance. And I just wanted to give you props for that. Like, like I'm pissed because if I would have had freelance 15 years ago, I definitely would have been a wrestler. I think having something like a home base like wrestling like in Chicago is like such a big deal. So thank you for that, man. Like I'm definitely a fan of freelance wrestling and everything that is freelance. So
well, thank you. I definitely appreciate that. You know, like first and foremost, you know, a lot of times wrestlers won't want to admit that they're still fans of wrestling. And
yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with continuously being a fan of something that you fell in love with that ultimately caused you to, you know, try to get a job in that profession.
That's actually one of my favorite things is when wrestlers mark out too. Like I actually really like that, which is why I was stoked that you know, you want to talk about wrestling with us, not just freelance and the projects that you're involved in, but just wrestling in general. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it is cool to see that the guys and girls that we watch in the ring and at the shows are also watching the guys and girls in the ring at the shows because they're fans themselves, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a lot of the things that I try to do when I with freelance is I like to put things together like matches or storylines and stuff that I like, that I'm like, oh, as a fan, like I would be into this. And like a lot of times some of the stuff that I'm like, oh, this would be great doesn't end up being that great, but a lot of times it does. And like I just think it makes it that much more fun. And like, you know, like that people can get emotionally attached to certain things like that. And I think that's part of the success that freelance has had.
Can I say one thing that I was like stunned, overjoyed, and just like fist pumping like my name was Arsenio Hall about at the last show? So of course I love Darren Corbin, even though he's a jerk to me sometimes. He's wonderful. And I love Ariana Grande, so his music hits, and I'm ready. I'm watching Jeremy, one of the marks that come to all the shows, who like venomously hates with a passion, like screams in his face. I've had to ask him to like ease off a couple times, like flipping the bird the whole time. I'm like watching Jeremy to see his reaction to when as soon as Ariana's voice hits, you know, and did like a fist bump because it was freelance versus Game Changer. And it was amazing because Jeremy's one of those fans that is so dedicated. He's at every show. He loves wrestling. He loves to hate Darren Corbin. And they like for a moment were bros. And that was just such an awesome moment to see in person.
Insane. Like where else do you see stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you can't write that stuff.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so the last question that I have for you. Okay, you've been wrestling for almost 10 years now, and you've been all over the world and seen a lot of shit and whatever. If there was one dream opponent dead or alive, that you can wrestle, who would it be?
Honestly, I'd have to say Chris Jericho.
Oh man, the GOAT. Holy shit.
Mainly because no matter how good or bad I perform in that match, he will make me look great.
Yeah. Jericho's, for being 48, like he's still at the top of I feel like the older guys, like they're on top of their shit, like the Jerichos and the Rey Mysterios, like they've been doing the best wrestling they've probably ever done. And yeah, just to mention Chris Jericho, he's definitely, he can fucking wrestle with a broomstick. Not saying that you're a broomstick, but
close.
But you know, like I can definitely see a Matt Knicks versus the Chris Jericho match, man. That would be dope. Okay, so yeah, man, I just wanted people to know just a little bit about you before, you know, we get into, you know, the mainstream bullshit or whatever. I want to talk about, I want you to talk about everything that's freelances regarding like the season tickets. I know that just was announced.
Matt, did we have to do more high fives when I see you next?
Currently not yet.
Okay, we'll make it happen though.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So yeah, just tell everyone that's listening about the season tickets. How can they get it? And honestly, like, where can they like find you on all the social media stuff before we get into all the other bullshit that we got to talk about because wrestling. So
sure. Well, as you just said, you know, we are offering season tickets for the first time ever at Freelance. It's very exciting. I didn't think that anybody would really care, but like evidently a lot of people do. So that's incredible. That's great. I am constantly being humbled by the amount of support that Freelance gets from the hashtag Freelance Faithful. Yeah, season tickets this year. Basically the deal is you pay up front. You pay for the remainder of the year, which is from February to December, 11 shows. So you pay up front, and you get 10 shows. You pay for 10 shows, and you get the 11th show for free. On top of that, you get a bunch of free shit throughout the year. Including but not limited to t-shirts, pins, you know, exclusive items, and what have you, and your own personal laminated season pass that you have to present every time you come to get in. And you get into early entry to the building too, which is pretty cool. You can scope out your own seat. You can get an early start at the bar, or go talk to the boys at the merch table. It's That's pretty cool. Awesome. The season tickets currently for front row it's $300 for the year. Second row is $250, and general admission is $200. And if you're interested in signing up for such a deal of all deals, you can email me at freelancewrestling@gmail.com. That's where I can give you a little bit more details on this, pretty much reiterating what I just spoke. And and we can go from there. Yeah, I guess our social media, Twitter is at Freelance Res, Freelance, and then WRES. Freelance Wrestling on Facebook, Freelance Wrestling on Instagram. I believe that's it.
All right, shit. Now that we got all the great shit out the way.
Oh, is it time to talk about Raw?
Yeah. Well, before we talk about Raw, can we talk about like the recent like wrestling news and stuff like that? Like, you know, like the little tidbits or whatever. And then we can get. Yeah, my bad.
I want to hear Val's reaction to this Ronda Rousey news.
Yeah.
Wait, which Ronda news about how she's not coming back? Or wait, what? Did I miss something?
That's no. You hit it right on the head there.
Yeah. So basically, they said a report came out that Ronda Rousey will be leaving the WWE after WrestleMania 35.
Bullshit. I call bullshit.
Yeah, I call bullshit too.
Yeah, and John Cena's ankle is injured. Yeah, okay.
But then another report came out basically saying, no, she signed into 2021, but I know she recently, been, doing like all this media stuff, especially with this Mortal Kombat 11 stuff.
Right.
she said that she does want to start a family soon. But yeah, so I guess Big Daddy Dave and his rumor reports, he came out and basically said, yeah, Ronda Rousey's done after WrestleMania 35. If that is the case, I will say she's probably had the greatest run in WWE history. Like, period. Come into the business. Yeah. Like, that's amazing. If she does go, I don't think she's leaving yet, but
I don't think she is either. I think that she's having too much fun, and she's really not that old. She has plenty of time to start a family. And if she's looking at Mortal Kombat money for the future, you can make video games even if you're wrestling anywhere in the world. I mean, if she's just doing the voiceovers, if she's actually doing like the motion captured stuff where she goes in and does the fight moves herself, that's a different story. Obviously, you have to be on site in their laboratories of magic to get that done. But I mean, I call in BS. I think that's like just trying to stoke some fires, honestly, because that was maybe one of the worst promos ever.
Oh, man.
But we'll get to that.
It was tough. It was a tough lesson.
So I heard.
Yeah. Also, we had Triple H conference call, obviously before NXT Takeover Phoenix, Arizona. And of course, he talked about Velveteen Dream's recent tweets. He said, I haven't spoke to him about his tweets. He's a remarkable young man that is wonderfully gifted on all levels. And basically, it's good. He's creating a buzz, and being that smart and good is a wonderful thing. So I guess Triple H doesn't mind Velveteen Dream basically just going crazy on Twitter and just, all the call me up Vince and, all that stuff. I guess he's okay with that, which is good, because back in the days, sometimes people get on Twitter and they can kind of be in a doghouse, kind of like Trevor Lee might be in a minute. I'll get to him in a minute. But
no, what did he do?
Oh no.
Yeah, Trevor Lee, man, it's sad.
Wait. Patrick, can I tell you some positivity before we go to what seems to be negative town?
Yeah, definitely negative for me.
And I know that this is like going to mean a lot to Matt too. And I know we were both kind of like teary-eyed dorking out over it. Mick Foley tweeted, I hope that WWE will continue to invest time in Mustafa Ali, an excellent performer with a captivating story. Like, how cool is that?
I saw that. That's incredible news.
Yeah. And Mustafa Ali, for those of you listening that don't know his ties to Chicago, well, he's a hometown boy, of course, and he actually was a freelance chap for a decent clip.
But I think it was for 6 months.
Yeah,
in his time here, and such a great dude. Val, as you know, of the recent passing of my dear dog Raina, Ali took time out of his probably extremely busy schedule to shoot me a text message, sending his condolences. So,
man,
what a guy!
He's just a good dude. And also, sidebar, more props to some freelance guys. Craig Mitchell has a lot to do with the promos that you're seeing cut. This like really awesome promo that we'll talk about when we get to SmackDown was done by a Chicago freelance guy, Craig Mitchell.
Yeah, that is super dope. Now to some of the negative bullshit.
Okay, sorry, negative town. Go ahead.
No, we'll keep it short. But basically, Trevor Lee, he locked his Twitter account because some racist tweets surfaced back from 2012, 2013 of him pretty much using like the N-word and shit like that. And I don't understand why wrestlers or anyone that's getting signed to a big company, why they don't scrub their Twitters clean. It only costs $20 with the Twitter archive eraser. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Not that I thought that he was racist to begin with, but just like that, like never mind. I'm gonna no. Go ahead.
Here's me saying, Patrick, in a world where Weezer covered TLC's No Scrubs, any stupid garbage is possible.
Yeah, anything is possible. Yeah. But and it's sad too because I like Trevor Lee, man, and
he's
but like I said, Oh man, he goes into power with Hogan now, man. It's sad.
Well,
it's an evil world we live in.
Thinking about it this way, like he's like 25 right now.
Yeah.
How old was he in 2012? Like he was probably he was a kid, like
18, 19. But what? Oh, come on. You know better at 18 or 19.
You should know better.
You should
know better.
Yeah, you should.
Do we always know better when we're that age?
That's true. You know what? I will be able to forgive if he does come out and say like, hey, you know, that was fucked up. I'm with it. Like I didn't like how Hogan basically, you know, his bullshit apology or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know I was being filmed.
Yeah, I didn't know I was being filmed,
you.
brother. You know, but yeah.
Yeah, the word brother has a whole new meaning now.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Holy shit.
Brother.
You know, I'm pretty sure he liked it when Booker T called him that. But yeah, so that was some rough news. But going back to WWE just for a minute, the whole update with Lars Sullivan. Apparently he's supposed to make his debut on Monday Night Raw to injure John Cena, but apparently he's been at home suffering anxiety attacks and stuff like that. And it looks like Triple H said that you know, they're moving forward, and you know, that's it. You know, so oh man, you know, and I'm big for people having, you know, great mental health, you know. So I do hope that Lars Sullivan, whatever he's going through, that he comes back and hopefully he can get put in that position that he was going to be in. Maybe we might see him at the Rumble. I don't know, but it's sad because he was going to go on a program with the, you know, John fucking Cena, you know, and that's big, you know, like a lot of people, you know, I'm pretty sure there's a hell of a lot of people on that roster that would love to have a program with John Cena, especially before he goes off to Hollywood and, you know, never come back like The Rock. But yeah, so that's, you know, that's that.
Or it comes back on February the 14th, like The Rock, and opens nationwide fighting with my family.
That's right. Go see it in movie theaters.
Really bad segment.
Yeah, it's really bad, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
Some Impact news: Abyss and Sanjay Dutt they're gone, and they're rumored to go to the WWE. Now, the reports are that Abyss and Abyss and Dutt, they had great opportunities waiting for them in WWE, and Impact just said, okay, yeah, go ahead and do that. So it looks like Conan and Tommy Dreamer will replace them on the creative team. And look, I'm a big fan of both those guys.
Yeah.
But Abyss is what, like 47?
Yeah.
Like, I would have loved to see him fight Kane, like maybe 2005, maybe 2006. And he was like the last of the TNA originals. I wonder if we'll see him in the Royal Rumble. I don't see a long run for Abyss if it is true that he's going to WWE. Sanjay Dutt.
I've heard that he was going to be in more of a backstage producer role, and wasn't he also just recently inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame or something like that?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it was attended by 17 people, but he's there. He's in it, you know, for what it's worth, you know. So yeah, and then I guess the last news that we'll touch on is the New Japan stuff, because I was pissed when I saw that these they announced the card for the US shows, and I'm guaranteeing you that no one bought these tickets for the, you know, the New Japan US shows thinking that Juice Robinson was going to be the main event. And that's no disrespect to Juice Robinson. I feel like, you know, they kind of took advantage of the US fan base, hoping that, you know, obviously when New Japan comes to the town, we want to see like the Okadas and the Tanahashis and Naito and you know, the TIJ and all those guys. And I know that they're doing a New Beginnings tour in Japan right now, but come on, man. I like, Val, did you saw the card?
I did.
Well, also with the government shutdown, that was the reason why a lot of those guys couldn't get.
Yeah, that was the thing. So that's why I changed my stance on it. I was like, holy shit, like I'm glad I didn't get a ticket, but now with the whole thing being, you know, the government shutdown shit happening, whatever. So that's sad. But before we get into all the WWE talk and everything, I want to talk to you guys about Warrior Wrestling 4. I'm telling you, man, every time they put on the show, it is amazing and is off the hook, off the heezy for sheezy, whatever slang you want to use, insert right here. They return March 15th at Marian Catholic High School in Chicago Heights, Illinois. And the card is already stacked. I see they have SCU, who recently signed with AEW, taking on Rich Swann, Andrew Everett, and Sammy Guevara. I can already tell you that is going to be a high-flying match, and I can't wait to see it. And then we have two of the toughest women to ever enter the squared circle. We have Jordynne Grace, aka Thick Mama Pump, taking on Victoria. I know you guys seen Victoria / Tara in WWE and TNA. She was always one of my favorite wrestlers. I cannot wait to see this match as well. Now this next match, I'm telling you right now, I've been waiting my whole life to see this living legend, La Park. Finally, I get to see him, and he takes on Sam Adonis. And I'm telling you right now, this, for me personally, like, I can't wait to see it, because I've been watching La Park for half my life, and to see him in person is going to be amazing. So thank you, Warrior Wrestling, for making that happen. And then, if that's not enough, man, they got Austin Aries taking on Eddie Edwards in a pure wrestling match. I've seen these guys tear it up on Impact all last year, so I already know the chemistry is going to be there, and they're going to bring the house down. Now the main event is going to be crazy, man. I'm a big Brian Cage fan, but he has to defend his title against all three members of the Rascals. If you're not familiar with the Rascals, that is Trey Miguel, that is also Desmond Alexander, and Zachary Wentz. And they are amazing in the ring. I advise you to check those guys out on Impact Wrestling on Thursdays, or you can watch it on Twitch as well. Man, this is going to be a crazy match, and I'm rooting for the Machine. I love all the guys in the ring, but I'm definitely rooting for the Machine. So once again, please check out Warrior Wrestling 4 if you're in town, or hell, even if you're out of town, come get a ticket. Trust me, March 15th at Marian Catholic High School in Chicago Heights, Illinois. Please get your tickets. I'm telling you right now, it's going to sell out, and I hope to see you guys there, because I know me and Val are going to be there. I know I'm going to be there, probably front row. Val's going to be around. So yeah, once again, please. And if you have any questions at all, you can check out Warrior Wrestling on Twitter. And you can also check them out on warriorwrestling.net. If you need any information about the show, make sure you go there and check it out. And I hope to see you guys there. All right, I guess we can get into Monday Night Raw.
You sound very excited about what was such a thrilling go home show, Patrick.
Oh man, it was a tough watch. I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie, and it sucks because growing up watching, I'm trying to think how many Raws that I've missed in my lifetime. Not that many. Like I'm dedicated. I'll watch it every Monday, or I'll at least watch the recap. And this Monday started out with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman walking out to the ring and basically doing the same, my client and that bullshit. Who gives a shit, really? and then I guess Vince McMahon comes out and he talks about this David and Goliath story, and pretty much how he doesn't believe that Finn Balor can beat not Braun Strowman, but Brock Lesnar. And then
I know that you generally like to partake in the Satan spinach. Were you sharing some with Mr. McMahon? Because did you hear the version of David and Goliath that he was talking about?
Yeah, I never heard that version before.
I thought I was on drugs myself, but I was packing t-shirts, so I know I wasn't.
Yeah, I never heard that version before. But, and you know what? Look, I'm just going to get it out the way, man. I do not want to see Vince McMahon on TV no more. Like, it's over with. It's done.
I ask you guys that is this is the most I recall him being on Raw in quite some time. Now, I'm wondering if that's one of two things. One, supposedly ticket sales for this Sunday's Royal Rumble in Arizona they're abysmal because it's like a 50,000 person stadium, baseball park. I'm excited for it. However, ticket sales are really, really bad.
Which is weird because it's the Rumble, man. Like, regardless if the card's good or not, it's the goddamn Rumble.
Rumble always sells really well, but I mean, I don't know. The other thing I was thinking is, are they trying to like maybe shiny object people away from the buzz around AEW?
Quite possibly.
But see, that's the thing though. A lot of people, you know, obviously, like we want to see the surprise people in the Rumble, right? So obviously, the big names were like, you know, Kenny Omega and stuff. Anybody with a fucking brain know he's going to AEW. Like, I don't think he's coming to the WWE. He's definitely not coming out at number 2 or number 3. If they do, man, I will.
Not up till January 31st, so he can't really even think about it.
Right, so he can't even do that. So you know, but if he would have showed up, I would have personally flew to fucking Stamford, Connecticut, and kissed the center of Vince McMahon's ass if he got Kenny Omega to come to WWE. But we know that's not going to happen. Like all the big guys that we kind of are like watching, like they're going to AEW. So I don't know, man. I just know that I hope the Rumble's dope, you know. And the same thing, like when it comes to the women too. Like we don't know, like all the people that they're gonna call, like the surprise. Like who's gonna be a surprise on the women's end? Like we've seen them already. So, we've seen every surprise.
Well, I think that they also announced, and you know, basically, Matt, you don't have to watch Raw. It's really not good. The only good match on the entire card that I thought, other than Bobby Lashley posing with Apollo Crews and his beard. Apollo Crews has a beard. What the fuck?
It was great. The pose down showdown.
So good. The Seth Rollins.
That was racist, by the way. You want to know why it's racist? They got 2 black guys in the ring on Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
And you seen Apollo Crews like dancing and shucking and jiving. We already got R-Truth dancing on SmackDown. So I told you Apollo Crews is going to be dancing really soon, and they're going to put them in the tag team. Look, I am a prophet. I'm telling you. But yeah. You know what I'm going to do with Raw? I'm just going to speed through this shit. Finn Balor defeated Braun Strowman via disqualification because Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of him and gave him an F5. Obviously, Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush came out celebrating. They did a pose down. Of course, he attacked Apollo Crews. And we all know that Bobby Lashley won that. Then Seth Rollins came out and said he was going to win the Royal Rumble.
I thought this was the one good match of the night.
Really? You thought this was a good one?
I mean, I liked it, but then again, I could watch Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre all day, every day for the rest of my days.
I feel like I felt like I've seen this match like 17 times already. That's the only reason why I don't like it. Yeah. Well, of course you don't. You'll look at Drew McIntyre any day. But this was definitely my piss break match. But Seth Rollins defeated Drew McIntyre with a roll up or whatever. Another racist segment, the Lucha House Party defeated Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers. Man, and it sucks too because those 3 guys are amazing, and now they're coming out to the ring with fucking piñatas. Next week they're gonna be out there with elotes. Baron Corbin.
Maybe they'll have them on Sunday.
Yeah, Baron Corbin defeated Elias. Whatever. Alexa Bliss announced the Royal Rumble women's participants. A brawl broke out, and Bliss announced that she's going to be in the Rumble as well. And then Lacey Evans, without her daughter, announced that she will be in the match as well. So another.
She called her a sawed-off little girl. I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. Lacey Evans gives me those plantation vibes, so she's racist in my book too. So I don't know. So we'll see. I don't know.
Hey. She's a lady, okay?
She's a lady.
A classy lady.
Another reason why I think WWE is kind of racist, they put Titus O'Neil on TV, and he was explaining how he was going to win the Royal Rumble. I don't think the last time I seen Titus O'Neil, I think was during the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and he like did the promo with the women and stuff like that, but he hasn't been in any match. They just, let's just put all the black people on TV and make people happy. I guess.
And
whatever.
Yeah, I never thought about that way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They do that for every holiday. Watch next time. They'll make all the Latinos do a spiel. Like, they'll be very heavily involved anytime it's like, Hispanic Heritage Month or something. Stars forbid they have like a Jewish anything. I don't even know who they would put on. Who's Jewish wrestling? Nobody even knows.
I don't know.
Paul Heyman. I was gonna say Paul Heyman. I'm gonna say Paul Heyman. We'll finally get in the ring.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I think the other reason why they did that was because they probably still had some more of his T-shirts. The great,
the greatest stumble, rumble.
They probably got to sell more T-shirts on WWEshop.com. So
yeah, I don't know anybody that got that shirt. I think wear that shirt was Titus O'Neil. So hopefully he can get someone to buy it. The next match was Heavy Machinery defeating the Ascension, which is sad because I really do like the Ascension. They had a great run. Now they're on the main roster for 2-3 years and pretty much brings every fucking week. So Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, they defeated the Revival again with special guest referee Kurt Hawkins, who is currently on 239 matches in a row. And after the match, obviously Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, they retain their belts. The Revival, they attack Kurt Hawkins, and out of nowhere, Zack Ryder comes out and kind of makes the save. And here you go, the Edge Heads are reunited. Just great, wonderful. Can't wait.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome as shit. But I just feel like, this is just me being a neckbeard and me just looking into things.
A neckbeard.
Yeah. Yes, a neckbeard. Yes, neckbeard. You know those guys when you go to like wrestling shows that like they're dressed like Kevin Owens.
No idea.
I am very aware of the neckbeards.
Yeah.
Never seen one in my life. Never seen it wild.
Yeah, and I'm still pissed off at that neckbeard I saw at Pro Wrestling Tees. I wanted to smack the shit out of because he called everyone in their marks, but he was wearing Bullet Club gear from head to toe.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Dude, I wanted to smack the shit out of that guy. Like that, I was so mad that day. Man, when I saw that. Because I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you're a Mark II. Like, shut the fuck up. But anyway.
Laughed in his face.
Look at all these marks in Pro Wrestling Tees. Look at all these marks. I'm looking like, what the fuck, dude? Anyway, I'm sober. I'm too sober to even talk about that asshole.
I should have shook that guy's hand and been like, hey man, thanks for making sure I have money to pay for my car payments every month. Because by you buying all this shit, you're paying for my fucking life.
Yeah, no fucking Bullet Club head, shirt, underwear, T-shirt, pants, like. Yeah, he had the whole thing
for me to go to Royal Rumble, neckbeard.
Yeah. But what I was saying about me being a neckbeard, I just feel like they did this to kind of make Zack Ryder like not leave, because it was rumored that he kind of wanted to leave, and AEW is like right around the corner, so I don't know. Main event, Sasha Banks and Bayley defeated Ronda Rousey and Natalya, with Banks tapping out Natalya. Obviously, we wasn't going to see her put the bait statement on Ronda Rousey. We can't give that away. So, and rumor has it is that the ratings went to shit during that match. So, it sucks, but what can you do? So
I thought it was kind of surprising because other than how awkward the intro was, I thought it was like a decent match. I don't know. I mean, Ronda was just like throwing some serious punches and kicks on Bayley in the turnbuckle. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was a decent match.
Yeah. I liked it, but I guess nobody else fucking liked it. I don't know. Shit. Well, that was Raw. Shit.
You know what I really like though? SmackDown Live.
Tell us about it, Val.
Well, of course, right when I'm saying that, my computer freezes. But
shit.
Crappity crap. Neckbeards, buy more merch so I can work more, so I can buy a new laptop.
All right. Well, while her shit is loading, I guess I can. You got it. You got it.
Got you. All right. So, so it basically starts out with the man Becky Lynch coming out and cutting a promo on Asuka right ahead of their SmackDown Women's title match at Royal Rumble this Sunday.
Mm.
I just love when Asuka gets so guttural and in Japanese. One of my friends who speaks Japanese was explaining to me like it's a very like gangsta shit talky way to when you like roll your R's really aggressively as you speak. Oh, I just love watching her get psycho. It's so beautiful. So Asuka comes out to confront Lynch, but then woo, there goes my favorite wrestler, Charlotte Flair makes her way down. Flair said, "You might be the man, but I am the main event." And so while Lynch was distracted by Flair's shiny object, Asuka attacked her from behind. Lynch got the upper hand, of course, leaving the champ laid out by the announce table as she made her way to the back. So after the commercial break, though, all of a sudden they cut to the two of them. They were brawling even more backstage. It was insane. Like, anyway. So then this storyline pays off, I guess you could say, pays off with air quotes. Mandy Rose defeated Naomi. They've been having this, like, fake blood feud over Mandy Rose being a homewrecker because she doesn't like Naomi, which is kind of ridiculous and sad. There's better ways to use Mandy Rose, in my opinion. Sonya Deville distracted Naomi. While she was on the apron, Naomi biffed Sonya Deville back down to the ground. Rose took advantage of this, slamming her headfirst into the post. Rose pulled Naomi into the ring for the pinfall. So yeah, Mandy Rose with a big old win coming up on this Sunday.
Thank you, next.
Rey Mysterio cut a really great promo. The blacklight effect was awesome. It made everything look really intense and eerie, and kind of like we were at a carnival and maybe also on drugs. It was really good. He cut a promo on Andrade Cien Almas, and Zelina Vega was barred from ringside, so that's exciting. Cesaro defeated The Miz. Basically,
that was a good match.
What's that?
That was a good match. I like that match.
It's a good match. It's I can't tell if I like this Miz and Shane combo or if I just absolutely hate it. I can't tell.
I will say this though, The Miz is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
As much as you want to hate Miz and all the shit that he does and him being a heel or whatever, like the guy has won every fucking title in the company. And I'm pretty sure he's going to win the fucking tag team titles with the owner's son. So, yeah, man, Miz, first ballot Hall of Fame.
Well, up next, we had that really exquisite video package that I mentioned earlier from Mustafa Ali, shot by Craig Mitchell, which is two freelance hometown heroes. It was just really awesome. I wish that WWE would do more like features like this and less awkwardly angled staring at a TV being interviewed by a robot. Like, you know what I mean? I just thought it was really good. Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. Oh, the shit they can talk. I'm pretty sure that's a Dr. Seuss book, but it definitely was an awesome moment between the two of them. When AJ said, "Hey, you took the same flight I did to get here, so who's fickle now?" And the whole crowd started chanting "fickle" at the new Daniel Bryan. It was just so great.
I will say that's one of Daniel Bryan's best promos that he cut.
When he talked about not just animal carcasses, but processed animal carcasses. It was just brilliant. He's like, "How dare you throw me into a table full of processed animal carcasses, the intelligent animals." It's just so good. But yeah, I really like everything about this feud. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Matt, what do you think about Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles?
I think this feud's been like really entertaining, and I was kind of like wondering how long they're going to be able to stretch this out. Like, I'm not sure if this is going to continue through Mania, or if this Rumble match is the blow off or not, because
right,
I don't know what more they could do as far as like screwy finishes or just like cartoonish banter in promos and stuff, because that's essentially what this is. I'm not saying that it's bad. I've very much been enjoying all these fickle promos.
Yeah, a lot of you peoples and fickles, and
it's great.
Yeah, it was good.
It's almost like a throwback to what wrestling was. Like what we as fans gravitated towards when we first started watching was just like that definitive good guy bad guy kind of storyline, and I think that's been lost in a lot of the wrestling today. So it's really cool to see like even like we all love Daniel Bryan, you know, like he's a great wrestler, he's a great dude in real life, and we realize he's playing a character, and we're all just kind of like, all right, let's go along with this, let's boo him because that's what he's
because he's the vegan police, you know. And
yeah.
even though I live the plant-based diet usually myself, like, man, woof, dirty new Daniel Bryan is something to behold, man.
It's great. So
and I mean, I really loved when Vince McMahon was like, shut up and get in the ring.
dude, Vince,
damn it, pal, get in the ring, damn it.
You little garden gnome.
Yeah, what's up with Vince talking like that now? Like, he never used to talk like
he
that.
He only talks like that.
Yeah, like lately he's like, like it's literally just that.
That's
the vocal fry
that's Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to go away and just focus on XFL, which doesn't have a Chicago team, which I'm highly pissed about. Because,
I can't believe I have to root for a St. Louis sports team. What the hell? That's the closest XFL team.
Nope. I'm just gonna buy an old ass Chicago Enforcer shirt off eBay.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna wear my Chicago Enforcers gear in protest.
Yeah. I don't remember what the team names were, but I just remember I was like, all right, whoever has the coolest like team name will be the one that I cheer for. And I think I don't remember what it was, but whatever Seattle's team is the one that I'm like. I was like, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to GTS that, Google that shit and see what it is. Yeah, but yeah, great promo from Daniel Bryan this week.
Yeah, and then Daniel Bryan being like a weasel when AJ was about to attack him and using Mr. McMahon as a shield. That was pretty good. But
quick aside on that too, like I'm very interested to see like what do you guys like, who do you guys think we get for Mania, like for as far as like the you know, for the WWE Championship match? Like, do you think this will go on through Mania? Do you think or do you think somebody else, like whoever wins the Rumble? I know what I think. It probably won't happen, but
what do you think?
What do you think, Matt?
I'm calling Ali wins the Rumble, man, and challenges Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
He did say that at work. He like randomly, totally, he was like, Val Capone, who are you taking for Rumble? And I was like, what? And he goes, I'm calling it right here, right now, Val Capone, Ali. And I was like, yeah, I'd be down. I mean, I don't, with my heart, I say yes, that's what I want. With my head, I say I don't think WWE wants it just yet. But then again, you never know.
And
they're trying to do new stuff, like stuff that's out of the box, and you have a built-in story there already with Daniel or with Ali literally being like he's the new Daniel Bryan, like that underdog that you're just like, you even had Daniel Bryan yelling at him, "You don't belong here." Like, come on, like it's almost
Samoa Joe.
Well, Daniel Bryan as well. Like they've both been doing it. It's been the theme. Yeah. And that was the running theme for Daniel Bryan's babyface run. Initially, was that like that he was a B+ player. He didn't belong in that main event picture.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying his Samoa Joe bout this week was really, really great too. And the fact that he got so beat down kind of makes me think he's going to perform really well, if not go all the way at the Royal Rumble this weekend. And Samoa Joe just kept saying, "You asked for this. This is what you wanted," and stuff like that. And it was really cool. But to go with they do want to do new stuff. It's hard. I want to believe that. And I'm an idiot Cubs fan. I'm an eternal optimist. I can't help but see the bright side and everything. You know what I mean? Except for Journey. You know that. Like they had the Braun destroying the Mr. McMahon's limousine, and Alexa was changing, and like it's hard for me to buy into that they want to do new stuff when they still do shit like that, and they, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, it's hard. It's very hard to stop cold turkey, unlike some of the shit that they do. And some of it's gonna keep creeping in. Like, as long as Vince is still in control creatively, we're gonna keep seeing these corny, like, poop joke segments until he's gone.
Yeah. Look at Authors of Pain. We haven't seen them since Drake
Well,
Maverick pissed himself.
no, one of them's injured. I forget which one. It's the one that's tall.
So
The tall
the
one.
tall one. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I don't know his name. Yeah.
speaking of throwbacks, I'm going to throw back to my girl Charlotte Flair and Carmella. They went back and forth about who's going to win the Royal Rumble. Excited to hear who you guys think in just a moment. But the New Day were interviewed backstage, and they said that if one of them wins the Rumble, they all win the Rumble. And then here you go. Here's a throwback. They were like, why does every interviewer ask us that? First you did, then Renee Young did, then, Tony Chemmel did. And then he all of a sudden was there. Like,
Yeah.
what a random
Tony
appearance.
Chemmel. Yeah. So, and I like the fact that they mentioned that Edge was not there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so that was pretty cool.
And then last but not least, I thought the main was pretty awesome until the very ending, but I also understand why they did it. 2 out of 3 falls match, Rey Mysterio versus Andrade Cien Almas.
No cinemas. No cinemas. They took it out. It's gone.
Oh yeah, I guess
Andrade.
you're right. It is just an Andrade.
One name like Cher.
Yeah, that's it.
Does that make Zelina Vega Sunny?
Yeah, I hope not. Well, no, I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
That could be the next cosplay that she does.
I mean, she's very teeny, and so is Sonny Bono. But whatever.
Yes, no disrespect to Mrs. Aleister Black. So
for sure. Samoa Joe attacked Mysterio and Andrade late in the match, locking in the coquina clutch on Mysterio before grabbing the microphone. He said he plans to do the same on Sunday to the other 29 superstars in the Royal Rumble. Randy Orton, whoa, go figure, RKO out of nowhere on Joe as the show went off the air. Yeah, I know. All I could think of when I was watching it, I was like, oh, Clandy Orton.
Yeah. Oh man, it's I'm with you, Mr. Matt Knicks, with Mustafa Ali winning the Royal Rumble. That would be incredible, but I think it might be too early. And then you got to think, the Rumble, they always put like the top 5 or final 4 guys in there. And if, you got to think like Braun's probably going to be in it, I think Cena's still going to be, I think he's still going to be in the Rumble.
Oh yeah, his injury is absolutely kayfabe. Yeah. There's no way that's real.
So, but I would love for Mustafa Ali to win the Royal Rumble and go off to WrestleMania in, where is it, in Orlando this year?
No, it's in New Jersey, New York.
New Jersey. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, New York. Yeah, shit. So yeah, so that would be dope. But I guess SmackDown was all right this week. Yeah, I mean it's all right every week.
Yeah. Well, 205 Live is always really good. Like, I feel like the two of them back to back are just really, really good.
Yeah. My thing is, though, they should move 205 Live before SmackDown, because I feel like so many people miss out. Like, this week was probably the greatest 205 Live I've ever seen since it's, and that's saying a lot, because I remember the Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy match. That was incredible.
Oh,
but
that was sick.
Which one?
Yeah, actually true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but this week, man, if I wasn't a fan of wrestling and I was just, well, damn, you can only see the 205 Live on the network. I was about to say, if I was strolling through, well, if I wasn't a fan, I just happened to have fucking WWE Network for some random reason. You're like, holy shit, let me just turn it on and see what's going on. And I saw like the matches that I saw on 205 Live, like it would definitely make me become a fan. Even if you're a fan of wrestling, like I think everyone should watch 205 Live.
So supposedly when questioned about why it is in the time slot it is, the response was Mr. McMahon likes to have live shows on the network. Because he thinks that if you can only see it there, people are going to want the product so bad that they're willing to put the $10.99 or $10.89 if you count the tax down each month to just get the network. So, but I mean,
I guess.
So do you want to talk about this, or do you want me to do the rundown right quick?
I mean, I can run through it right quick. Obviously we saw Aiden English on commentary. I want to say just off the top, This is disrespectful. This is how you treat a Guerrero. This is how you treat Aiden English. He's not a bad wrestler at all. I really like Aiden English a lot. I was a big fan of him when he first got to NXT. It's gonna take some time for me to get used to him on commentary.
Well, supposedly it's only temporarily, and so I'm wondering if he's working through minor injuries, or they just don't have anything in the storyline right now for him since he's no longer part of Rusev Day.
Well, they also said in the press release that they said that he would also be continuing to appear on SmackDown Live as well. So right. I don't. Okay. It's not. He's not done that still.
Yeah, because I'm like, he's a good
dude, and he's a great wrestler.
Yeah, but very disrespectful to a Guerrero. He is a Guerrero. You can't put him. Yeah, kind of. I'm just gonna say fuck it. He is like fuck it. But yeah. So he was on commentary. That was new. But man, Humberto Carrillo versus
Humberto Carrillo.
Yeah, I guess that's.
What did you just call it?
Humberto Carrillo.
I thought you were a black guy that just watches wrestling, not a white guy that doesn't know how to pronounce Latino names.
That's crazy. That's crazy because that's crazy because I grew up in Humboldt Park, so I should know.
Carrillo.
Yes, versus Grand Metalik. Oh my God, this match, dude. The fucking he did a Hurricanrana, like he jumped over the rope.
Oh my God, that was sick.
And did this sick Hurricanrana to the floor. Incredible. Just watch the match. That's all I gotta say. But Grand Metalik lost. Then we had some
wasn't that Humberto's debut on the 205 roster?
Yes and no. Last week he fought Buddy Murphy. Yeah. And I think he lost that as well. But he won this week. So
yeah, he won. But I thought that they were saying this is officially his first time now that he's officially part of the roster. Like, how cool for him.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Even though I did see Silas Young give Mr. Humberto some shit on Twitter because he did the move where he did the handstand or the headstand.
Silas's finisher.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, if you're gonna do it like that, you gotta put your head on the fucking top rope and not your shoulders or whatever. So that was cool to see fuck you, dude. So then we had Jack Gallagher and Drew Gulak being in backstage pouting over Drew I was about to say Drew McIntyre. Drake Maverick.
What about Drew McIntyre?
Well, you wrote Drew Maverick in the doc.
Oh, Drake Maverick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's what I'm like, hold on, what the fuck?
No, dude, that's a typo. That's a typo.
Yeah, but it's all good. Yeah, so who cares? We'll just skip that. Tony Nese was being needy about wanting another match against Noam Dar. And then we had Brian Kendrick, who still doesn't have any facial hair.
It's weirding me out, guys. It's weirding me out.
Walking around and he's saying that he's pushing Tozawa. Kalisto and Lince Dorado. I did say that right?
Yes.
That was right.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. They are pushing themselves as the next Freebird Rule crew. And
basically saying if Kalisto gets the Cruiserweight Championship again, then they all have the belt, a la Freebird Rule. So, kind of like how the New Day does. If one of them is a champion, they're all champion.
Well, I guess, yeah. I think that would happen before New Day gets the championship, which sucks because I think Kofi Kingston should have won the title a long time ago. But that's another story.
Shit, bro.
Yeah, that's another story. Ugh. Yeah, the last match, Hideo Itami defeated Tozawa and Kalisto, which I thought was a top-notch match. Can't describe the action, but just it was fucking crazy. Just watch it. The ending was dope too. And that was 205 Live, which is weird because normally I blow through 205 Live in 10 seconds, when it first started. But now we gotta talk about it because it's really fucking good. So
it's usually one of the better shows that we watch every week because we watch a lot of wrestling.
Yeah, shit. So damn. So now we got NXT and then we're on to the Royal Rumble shit. I guess, right?
So I think really all you need to say about NXT, it was a good show. Everybody should go back and watch it. But that Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch taking on and defeating Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel, that match was mind blowing. It was like they were on speed, man. It was so good. There was just all these bald dudes in small trunks just beating the shit out of each other. And every time you had to you had a chance to react to one of the move sets that they did, boom, like something really explosive would happen immediately. Like it was just one of those matches where I was exhausted after I watched it. I had to watch it a second time. Like my roommate Arrow and I were watching it together, and I was like, did that just happen? There was a point where Fabian Eichner like gremlined up the turnbuckle. It was just crazy. Just
Gremlined.
It was just so good. It was so good. It was so good. I can't stop about that match. But yeah, everything on the entire show was fantastic. Shocker that Kairi Sane and Io Shirai beat the ladies jobber team of Amber Nova and Tanea Brooks. Velveteen Dream actually started out the show, and 2/3 of Undisputed Era came out to shit talk. Basically, they had a little bit of a tussle, and Dream and Fish took each other on. Later on in the show, Dream beat Bobby Fish, which I was surprised at how little the crowd was behind Bobby Fish in particular. But yeah, also there was a nice video package of my homegirl for life, Shayna Baszler, and Bianca Belair. That's going to be a sick match on Saturday. But NXT UK was really, really good also, I thought. It's just a good intensity overall. If you're not watching NXT UK, you're fucking up big time. Real quick through it, there was an opener of Pete Dunne coming out to the crowd. Didn't even get to say much as Joe Coffey. He basically got interrupted by Gallus. Joe Coffey cut a promo on Dunne. Walter made his entrance, which was fucking cool. And they did a stare down. Walter stared at the belt, and then they talked about how he was going to be making his in-ring debut soon. Nina Samuels, nobody likes her. I don't know why. She's not bad. She's good. She beat the crap out of the debuting Lana Austin, who everybody loved, I think, just to piss off Nina. Lana was described as a mother of 3 living out her dream, so I don't know if she's going to be a regularly occurring wrestler that we're going to get to know, or if she was just a jobber for one night. Eddie Dennis returned for the first time since losing to Dave Mastiff at TakeOver, and he basically destroyed Jamie Ahmed. Like, it was ridiculous.
That's my boy.
Yeah. It was crazy, though. Did you watch that match by any chance?
I saw clips of it on Twitter,
Yeah.
which is pretty much how I ingest most of my wrestling these days.
Yeah, I feel you. It's a good problem to have, though. You're so busy with work. It's a good problem to have. Jordan Devlin and Travis Banks continued their feud, but, they weren't able to resolve it because they went to a double countout. So, really good main event, but all for naught. So, can we talk about NXT Takeover real quick?
Yeah, holy shit. I know it's probably going to be the fucking show of the weekend. So
yeah, it generally is. So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches on it, although there's usually 7 or 8, I feel like, at takeovers.
They usually do a couple surprises though, like impromptu matches.
Yeah, so the 5 that we know are already like mind-blowing. They're so good. Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno. I'm down with that. I can watch that at all times. Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship match. Who do you guys got in this one?
Matt, you can go first. Mr. Knicks.
Ricochet is defending.
I think Ricochet drops the belt here.
You think Ed new?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same vibe.
Yep.
Either that, so I'll say this. Regardless of who wins, I think the loser pops up in the Rumble.
Yep, that's what. No, I was gonna. I was gonna say Ricochet loses and he pops up in the Rumble. I think that was just cheap pop. People will go crazy for that. Give them a chance to for the main roster people to kind of they can tease him and Rollins or whoever else is in the fucking Rumble at the time. So. Yeah,
so we're all in agreement that Johnny Wrestling is going to be wearing the strap.
Yeah.
Okay. Undisputed Era are the current defending tag team champions for NXT, and they are taking on the War Raiders. And can I tell you that every time I pack a War Machine pin in a in an order, I'm always like, oh, War Machine, War Raiders, War Machine. So if you want to get War Machine pins, check out ProWrestlingTees.com.
Get them while they're hot. Yeah. I guess for that one, I'm just gonna go with Undisputed. I think they keep the titles.
I think Ann knew.
Oh,
I think
wow.
I think Ann knew also. Part of me, and I know he was in it last year, like we were talking about, Patrick. The only person that isn't on the main roster that they made a brand new long sleeve T-shirt for on www.shop.com is Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah.
And generally, when they put out new merch for people, it's because something crazy is about to happen and they want to have it ready. So I'm feeling
That's
like
true.
It's War Raiders wearing them belts.
Well, I guess I'm the only one with the Undisputed Era. So you two got War Raiders, and I have Undisputed. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I always want to watch Kyle O'Reilly play the air belt car, but you know,
I'm still pissed they don't have that in WWE 2K19. Like, what the like?
How do you not?
How do you not? You know, but oh well. You know, I'm just a black guy that like video games.
And wrestling.
And wrestling too. The next match was it Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair. Man, this is a tough one. I think it's going to be Baszler though. I think she keeps the title.
I think so as well.
I know. I want to see her in the Rumble so bad.
Who's to say she doesn't still pop up with the title?
I know. Wouldn't it be the best though? Oh my God. It was my birthday earlier this month, but boy, that would be a great belated present. Yeah, I think Shayna Baszler retains.
Yeah. If she does lose though, she's definitely pop up. And no, I wouldn't even say Rumble. I say the Ronda Rousey match, and it sets up the horsewomen feud, you know. Because then, you know, we have Bayley, you know, she's not going to be too far from that match as well. So I don't know, but I do have Baszler retaining the title. And then of course the main event, Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black. I am going to go with the current champion. I feel like he will hold on to the title, and him and Johnny Wrestling will both have titles.
And then DIY will have all the titles.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. And then Aleister Black obviously shows up to Rumble.
I think and still also.
Yeah, Mr. Knicks, what do you think?
I think and still.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good fucking champion, you know. And Aleister Black, he's done everything that he can, or he, you know, he could do in NXT. I think it's time to move on to worse and horrible things on
like Monday Night Raw.
yeah, like Monday Night Raw or something like that, or SmackDown. So now that we got the greatest, I guess, show of this weekend, we go now to the Royal Rumble kickoff. Oh my God, the kickoff show. Really, Rusev versus Nakamura is on the kickoff show.
Yeah, dude.
This is the guy that won the Rumble last year. He's on the kickoff show. Yeah. Are you serious? I didn't know. Like,
blows my mind.
No, like I'm dead serious. I did not know that he was on the kickoff show. Yeah, I didn't know this.
I'm sorry. I hated typing this too, and not just because I have stupid fucking nails, but also because it hurt me to type it.
Are you fucking kidding me? That is a look. From going to winning the Rumble to now being on the kickoff show, man, that's tough. It's an evil world we live in. That is crazy. But I'm gonna go with Rusev retain. Yeah, Rusev retaining that title.
Same.
Sad for Nakamura, man.
Oh God, we all said that like it hurt so bad.
I can't believe it because they dropped the ball with Nakamura so much, man. He could have been so much of a top guy there, and not saying that Yeah, and same thing with Rusev too. They dropped the ball with him too. Definitely doing the Rusev Day thing, but oh well. The next match is the Cruiserweight Championship with Buddy Murphy against Kalisto, Tozawa, and Hideo Itami. I think Hideo Itami wins the title.
That's what I was just gonna say, Patrick.
Yes, I think he wins. I think
I
that's
think
what that's my pick.
we will finally respect him.
Yes, I mean Kalisto's had the belt before. Tozawa's had the belt before,
Well,
and
my thinking is that they've been pushing really heavy, like in that split second that I was terrified by Brian Kendrick's lack of a goatee. He and Akira Tozawa were like, "I'm gonna be the 2-time champ again," and then Kalisto kept saying, "Well, if I win it, then it'll be Freebird rules," and it like they kept mentioning 2-time, and I know that's a lot of the talk, but it's just I just think Hideo Itami. Plus, I'd like to see it. Like,
and plus, Daniel Bryan cut a promo on Twitter about how dangerous Hideo Itami is, like out of the blue, like
absolutely.
yeah, like why the fuck would you be even talking about him? He's not even on SmackDown. He's on 205 Live, but he brought up their bouts in Ring of Honor and stuff. So yeah,
and I really want to see good things happen to that guy, man. He's worked really fucking hard, and I feel like he's good in the ring, and I like watching him. I mean, him versus Rude at Takeover Chicago was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Matt, what do you think?
Hello, Matt. Are you there?
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, can you say that again? You cut out for a second.
We were saying who do you have with Buddy Murphy, Tozawa, Kalisto, and Hideo Itami?
Honestly, I kind of agree with you on the Hideo Itami situation because I know there's been talk of him possibly leaving WWE. So I could see them trying to put the belt on him to keep him happy.
Yeah. They need another cruiserweight belt. I'm sorry, man. They need another one. Like they need to redesign it.
Nope. Purple strap stays.
Purple.
All right. Purple strap. Purple strap. All right. So then now we get to the main show. We have the Bar going against the Miz and Shane. Obviously, I'm going to pick Miz and Shane because why not? Shane he's a former European champion. I think he was a tag team champion as well with Tess, if I can remember. But yeah, like I think Miz and Shane will have the belts, and I think they'll lose them on a random SmackDown, but I feel like they'll win it tonight. Oh, not tonight, but at the Royal Rumble. That's my pick.
I think that they will retain the tag titles. I don't think that they win them. I think something happens where either Shane turns heel on Miz or Miz like shows his true colors again. Something that's gonna lead to Miz versus Shane at Mania.
Yeah.
I think that is a huge possibility. But I'm wondering if they don't win it on Sunday and they lose them defending them at Elimination Chamber. And then that's what sparks the fire to set them ablaze for Mania.
Could be.
Definitely possible.
Could be. Next match, Asuka versus Becky Lynch for the SmackDown's women's title.
Can Charlotte
win? I mean, yeah, I know. I feel like Asuka's gonna keep it. Becky Lynch, yeah, she's hot and stuff like that. And this is just me speaking on my opinion. I just feel like her Twitter stuff is just overkill.
Yep.
Right now, it was great when it started, but now it's like, holy shit, shut the fuck up. And I love Becky Lynch, like I love her, but I feel like her character is just overkill now. Like she's Stone Cold on fucking steroids. And I think
quinoa.
Asuka. Yeah. Yes, on Kiwa. Yeah, like what happened to that? Like, now she's like all crazy and shit and drinking fucking protein shakes made by heavy machinery. But I think Asuka keeps the title, and then we get her and Charlotte again at WrestleMania for a rematch.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I think is going to happen here because, like, obviously they've been pushing uh, Becky to the moon currently, and like her popularity certainly has strapped a rocket to her back. Um, I don't know. I think Becky wins, or something happens. Like here's left field for me. Becky loses the match for the title, but then pops up in the Rumble and wins it.
That's what I was gonna say.
And then Asuka loses, or though she wins the Rumble, and then she challenges Ronda for the Raw's Women title at WrestleMania.
But I was also that's the one school of thought that I'm going with because I think that she's running out of engine fuel, but she is still on the moon launch. As she is, I think she's running low on fuel. I think people are starting to kind of hit that hump. Not quite jumping the shark, but getting there. So I think that she wins the title, and that Ronda retains, which she's going up against Sasha Banks. And that I would love to see Charlotte win the Rumble, and then she's like, why do I have to choose one of you when I could choose both? And that's how they set up one of the two main rumors I've heard for Mania, which is the women's main of Charlotte versus Becky versus Ronda.
Yeah, that would be very cool as well. I would not be opposed to that.
I wouldn't be opposed to that either.
I would love for her to come out as number one and then win the Rumble, and then that is why that happens. She's like, I have been in here longer than any woman in the history, even though it's only the second women's Rumble.
Sure, but she's not wrong.
Yeah, she's not wrong. And she's like, I have the lineage. I have held this title. I have held that title. I've held more titles than any other woman. And, I just want to see her go to town and be like, and that is why I'm not choosing you. I'm not choosing you. I'm choosing both of you. Mania. I think, basically, I better bring an extra change of pants because I will pee mine if that happens.
Okay.
That is definitely something.
Yeah, so next match we have Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks. Obviously, I'm picking Ronda Rousey. I don't think Sasha Banks is going to get the title.
I don't think Sasha was winning at all, but they've been doing a fantastic job at making it interesting, at least.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Ronda's gonna win. What the fuck? Like, come on. Like, that should have been. That should have been on the pre-show. But obviously, they would never put Ronda Rousey on the fucking pre-show.
Yeah.
So, and I'm assuming, Val, you think the same. Ronda's gonna retain.
Yeah, because in my dream world, that's how Charlotte goes to Mania, is part of the main event.
All right. So next match, which I don't know if it'll close out WrestleMania this year like it did, not WrestleMania, Royal Rumble this year like it did last year, but the Women's Royal Rumble, my pick for that is definitely Tamina. No, I'm kidding.
Well, hang on. Let's talk about who we know is for sure in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll read off the confirmed entrants.
Okay.
That we know for sure. And then I want to say there's 7 spots left. I could be wrong.
No,
but I think if you guys want to throw out some names of who we think might be in there, and then overall who's going to win it. So we have Nikki Cross, Nia Jax, Lana, Dana Brooke, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Patrick's favorite, Tamina, Naomi, my favorite, Charlotte Flair, Zelina Vega, Alicia Fox, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Ruby Hell Yeah Riot, Bailey, Sasha Banks, Natalya, Ember Moon, and at the number 30 spot, courtesy of winning the Mixed Match Challenge, Carmella.
Yeah, all those names you just named besides Charlotte don't have a chance in hell. Maybe Alexa Bliss, but
Alexa Bliss. I'm sorry, I left her off that list.
Yeah, and then Lacey Evans, but okay,
probably, so then there's 7 left because
we'll probably see Lita or Trish Stratus.
Yeah, the typical Michelle McCool.
Although her shirts are on clearance now on WWEshop.com. The ones that the only t-shirts that they had at Evolution that were not current women's roster. I was like, must be nice being married to the Undertaker.
Yeah. Man, I would love to see Bull Nakano in the fucking women's Royal Rumble, but hey, what as is wishful thinking. Plus she's retired, but yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. Like they pulled out all the stops last year for the first one, unless we get Stephanie McMahon in the Rumble.
I mean, I know Alundra Blaze was tweeting about like she's got her jumpsuits ready, and I've been hearing some buzz that Ivory might be one of the people. Also, Molly Holly was another name I've heard a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Matt, but see, that's the thing. Like they've been in the Rumble before. Like they were there last year. Like I want to see some new shit. I want to see new people. Shit.
Part of the reason why Molly Holly came up is because people were very impressed with her performance last year. So
yeah, she was great. Ivory was great too.
Do we think the Bellas make an appearance?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not that many. It's not. Look, as sad as it sounds, there's not that many women just floating around in the back. So they got to use everyone. I wouldn't be surprised if fucking JoJo's in the fucking match.
Well, she wasn't on Raw this week, so.
Yeah. So yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. But yeah, last year I was excited for Royal Rumble because, obviously there were so many surprises in it, but I'm definitely not looking forward to. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Women's Rumble, but it's like, man, like who can they bring? Like the people that we really want to see, unfortunately, are dead. The Lunas, the Chynas, like they're dead. So like, Sonny's not walking down that ramp.
No, she's not walking anywhere.
Yeah, she's not walking anywhere. I think she's probably still in jail, or probably I don't know, but I think Charlotte.
So the names.
No, my bad. Go ahead.
Sorry about that. The names that I listed are 21 plus Lacey Evans and Alexa Bliss, which I negated to list. I'm sorry. So that's 23. So there are 7 spots available. So I mean, the Bellas obviously would be a good. All right, take up 2 spots and then 5 randoms. Like, do we see?
I see Stephanie McMahon.
Do we see like a Tessa Blanchard or somebody? I mean,
no. I wish. Maybe a what's her name? Shit. Chelsea.
Chelsea Green?
Yeah, Chelsea Green. Yeah, because she's, she's signed with NXT, but
but she's not even on the NXT brand.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Although what's her name? Casey Catanzaro, she's got a big buzz going. She was in the Mae Young Classic.
Mm-hmm.
And she
but you know what? Yeah, put some of them young women up in there, man. What the fuck? I bet we see Toni Storm,
Rhea Ripley.
I bet we see some NXT women. Yeah, some NXT UK women. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, bring them. Like, fuck it. I'm with it. But I still think Charlotte wins.
You still, yes. Matt, how about you?
I don't know. I honestly, I'm going with Becky.
Okay, you think Becky's going to be a surprise entrant and she's going to take it?
I think so.
Okay, I'm not mad at you. I
can see that too. Like I said, there's a shortage of women
because there's no one, like there really isn't anybody else that I could see winning it. You know what I mean? Like they haven't really built up anybody else as a legitimate contender.
I think it depends on when they place it on the card. Like if it opens the show, then there's no way that's happening. But if it's later on, very possible.
Yeah.
All
right, so men's Royal Rumble. We know that the typical people that's in the shit. I'm gonna go on a limb and say The Rock wins it. Fuck it. I say The Rock shows up and cause you gotta think this has been the last 3-4 months has been horrible for WWE rating wise, and they are very friendly with bringing back old talent unless your name is Chris Jericho. I don't know. I can't see anyone who in the Rumble right now. Are they going to give it to Braun? Are they going to let Braun Strowman win it? like I'm trying to think. Like he's really the only guy in the Rumble that like is really a threat. I don't see really Seth Rollins as a threat. I could see him winning, but Braun's there, so I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a toss up.
I'm feeling. I mean, obviously, I said Ali earlier, but I
Yeah.
I really do think that it's gonna be Rollins.
That would be great though. A great fucking WrestleMania because we haven't even got to that match yet. Is he even in the doc?
No, we didn't talk about the Universal.
Oh no, we didn't talk about it yet. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be a great match. Whoever wins that match, but all right. I guess my last answer would be Seth. I think he wins it.
I think Drew McIntyre. They've been pushing him hard.
I forgot about the Scottish psychopath. Even though they say that like 20 fucking times a week on Raw, you know, or like when Michael Cole says it's boss time, or here comes the big dog. Yeah. So all right. Well, I'm going. Yeah. So I guess I'm sticking with Seth. Matt has Seth as well, and you have
Drew.
You just said it. Yeah, Drew. Okay.
So what about Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles? Do we think we have Ann New, or do we have?
I think Ann still.
Yeah, I think Ann still also.
I think you need. Yeah. I think you need him going into Mania with that belt.
Absolutely.
Yep. Full circle. And still. So, and then I guess the last match, Brock versus Finn Balor. Hopefully this goes more than 10 minutes. Probably won't. But I'm going to say and still.
Yeah, I mean,
God, I want Ann New so bad.
I could honestly, I could see them doing Ann New just to shake things up.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
But I don't think that's gonna happen.
I know, but boy, isn't it lovely to think about?
I don't know. Like it depends, and it depends because I want Brock to win because I remember a match 4 years ago, no, maybe 5 years ago now, where it was Brock versus Seth versus John Cena for the title, and that was one of no, I think it was it SummerSlam or was it? I thought it was Rumble. I could have swore it was the Royal Rumble. They did that, but either way, it was a great fucking match. That was probably one of the best Brock Lesnar matches I saw. From still to this day. So I would love to see Seth and Brock mix it up and give Brock his world tour because I really don't want to see Brock after WrestleMania. I don't know when his contract runs up, but look, we're all wrestling fans. We're Lady Marks and neckbeards or whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves. But look, Brock really hasn't done anything that was like, holy shit, like, man, I want him to stay. Like, we only see him 4 times a year. And when he does wrestle, like, I don't even want to talk about blood in the sand when he fought fucking Braun Strowman and beat the shit out of him in like 2 minutes. It's like, come on, man. Like, I'm ready for some of the new guys to get the title, and he can go back to UFC and throwing hay in Minnesota or wherever the fuck he's at. And just open it up for a new breed of talent. Brock, he's done everything, and it's not the same Brock that we used to see in 2004, 2003, like when he was fucking going crazy and really cared about wrestling. Like now, he just shows up and do 17 suplexes a fucking match and an F5, and that's it. So. But Royal Rumble looks like it's going to be pretty good. Obviously, like if you got fucking WWE Network, it's $9.99, whatever.
Or if you found a plane ticket for
$72.61, which I'm pissed about because I wanted to go to Rumble, but I'm black and no, that's not even an excuse. No,
oh God,
that's racist.
No, that's not even an excuse. No, it's just right now. Like I do want to, like I would have went, but man, I know the airports are going to be pissed right now with all this whole shit. So hopefully it's okay, and you'll be there, and I'll be there in spirit because you're there. So.
Yeah, and I'll be wearing my wonderfully made custom T-shirt that Mr. Matt Knicks made for me recently. I'm very excited.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I got a freelance wrestling shirt in purple.
And you know that's crazy because like every time that I normally see you on TV, you're wearing a freelance shirt.
I wear
So
freelance, I wear Charlotte, I wear Wrestle Talk.
yeah,
That's all I
that's
wear to
it. Yeah.
shows.
Yeah. So and it's crazy because like, you know, I'm pretty sure like I don't know like what seats you get, but I'm pretty sure you'll end up in the fucking front row anyway. So
No, I don't think so. Not for this one.
yeah,
Not for
so
this one. It's
I'm
it's like once baseball season starts, then I can go back to front row Lady Mark, you know. But
yeah,
right now it's fun employment season, so I'm flying on budget air, man.
that's well, as long as it's not Spirit, but
No, 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 no. It's actually American Airlines with the carry-on for 7. I was shocked.
man,
That's why I was like, let me book this before it goes up till they realize
that
they
is
made a
crazy.
mistake. Maybe it's part of the government shutdown. Somebody typed in the wrong airfare.
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna go look for tickets right after we're done with this podcast. But yeah, shit, I guess this is a wrap, man. Like we got through this shit. It's a little bit over 90 minutes, but who gives a shit? You know, whatever. Mr. Matt Knicks, thank you so much for joining us, man. I can't wait to be I'm definitely gonna try to make the next freelance show in February.
It's coming up too, February 1st.
First, yes,
Sleepless
yes.
in Chicago.
Yes, yes. So I'm definitely gonna hop my black ass on a metro train. And is it at Logan Square
Yeah.
Auditorium?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So I want to try to hop on a train and get my black ass out there, and I'm gonna see if I can find me a purple shirt like yours. And I'm just gonna go in full gimmick. I'm gonna be like the ultimate Matt Knicks fan. I'm gonna have like the glasses and every fucking thing. Like I just go all
Hell
out.
yeah.
Well,
That's
you know, you can always buy one of the fantastic Matt Knicks shirts. Don't you
Yes.
have a Pro Wrestling Tees store
Tell us.
thing going on?
yeah, I do have my own pro wrestling tee store along with Freelance Wrestling.
Yes.
We both they're up there on the website, and this weekend from Friday to Monday there is a 15% off sale on pro wrestling tees. If you use the promo code Rumble, you get 15% off your order. So go ahead and buy one of my shirts, buy one of Freelance's shirts, buy any of your favorite independent professional wrestlers or companies or podcasts or anything that's on Pro Wrestling Tees. Go out there and support. 15% off, promo code Rumble.
Oh, so like someday.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you telling us that if you're probably going to be in the Royal Rumble because the promo code is Rumble? Are you telling us that we're going to see Matt Knicks in Phoenix and you just pulling a rib?
Listen, I know that I look very similar to Mustafa Ali, but no, I will not be in the Rumble.
So I can't
that's
say
racist. I wasn't going to say that.
So I can't say Matt Phoenix.
Yeah.
Zaba Zaba.
Oh,
Val Capone with the dad jokes.
Hey, Val Capone.
I'll put a right there and a post edit. Yeah, but yeah, once again, man, thank you so much for doing the show, man, and letting people know who you are and sticking around with us. And you know, me being complete. I think this is the first episode I was completely sober.
Holy shnikes.
The whole time.
That's
cool.
Like
that's wild.
Don't worry, I handled it for you.
Thank you. Oh man, yeah, definitely. But now that this is over, now I can indulge in my Satan spinach and devil's lettuce and get to editing. But thank you once again so much, man. And it's a pleasure. Also, you know, like I said, I'll be at the next freelance show. Val is definitely going to grab me by the ear and make sure that I'm there.
I will make you drink all the Malort if you don't.
Hey, you know what? I don't mind coffee Malort.
I know coffee Malort is so good.
I need to try it. Val,
it's not bad.
Happen.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Come to Nisei tomorrow after you're done with work. You're going to need a post-work beverage. Come to Nisei. I will make you all the coffee Malorts you want.
It's not bad. Like, and I hate Malort because I thought Malort. I love Malort, but I thought that it tasted like armpit.
It does, but it's good armpit.
Yeah, like good armpit. Like, oh, this is musty, but it's a good musty. Oh well, you know. And you know, but yeah. So the coffee Malort is. Did I like the can? No, I didn't like the candy cane Malort.
No,
but
you liked it. But you also like looked at me like I was trying to kill you while you were drinking it.
Yes, that is true. Yes, yes. But that's with any type of Malort. I am still waiting for my cran apple Malort.
It'll
Once
happen.
once I get that and a chicken and waffle taco from the place next door, I'll be
God
fine.
damn it.
Yeah.
So I'll
So,
see you at Nisei Lounge Friday
yeah.
night.
So we are signing out episode 43 of Schedule for One Fall. Remember to rate and like on
And subscribe.
what's that shit? Yeah, subscribe as well on Apple Podcasts and
Yeah.
I'm going to spend some money on Podbean tonight so we can be every fucking where again. So
Yeah.
I am.
And maybe,
Yeah.
maybe we can eventually end up as one of those podcasts that you can buy a t-shirt off of prowrestlingtees.com.
Yeah, that is true.
Ooh.
Yeah. And yeah, that would be dope. I don't want to be the only fucking neckbeard with it. So please, or maybe or maybe we'll come up with some catchy catchphrases, and we'll come up with something,
Like
but
Matt Phoenix? Come on.
yes.
I'm brilliant.
Hey, we need to make that shirt. We need to make it happen. But yeah, man, thank you once again. I'll Val, always, I'll talk to you whenever, so yeah, I am about to get into my Satan spinach, and I think Resident Evil 2 actually is out now. Yes, it is. It's out now. So I'm about to probably be high as hell and screaming in my bedroom and playing PS4 tonight.
Hell yeah. Enjoy.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it.